Hi all, it's Ann here, and I'm very excited to announce that I have had my surgery. So I had the gastric sleeve on Tuesday, May 24th. Very exciting, it went well. So I thought I would take a few minutes and explain to you what I had to do right before and then what the hospital experience was like. So I met with my doctor, Dr. Simchuk from North Valley Surgical Associates, the Wednesday before my surgery. Just kind of talked over. He answered any questions I had. He's an amazing man. He also gave me some prescriptions. So I picked up one for, I have to think now. There was a liquid painkiller, an antacid, muscle relaxer. And there was also a pill called Amend that's for nausea that I took the morning of. And I feel like there was one more, but I can't remember what it was. So, I got a patch for behind my ear. So those were the 5 things I picked up from the pharmacist to be ready to go. So the night before surgery, on Monday night, I took a shower. I had to use a special soap called HibaCleanse. It's like a super duper antibacterial soap. So I did that, and then also put the patch behind my ear, and that's supposed to last for 3 days. And that's just for nausea, because you don't want to have stomach surgery and then be nauseous and throwing up. The next morning, the day of surgery, I took another shower, again with the HibaCleanse, and then I took that Amend pill, which thankfully my insurance covered because it was $140, but they really want you to have it because nausea is a bad thing. They had actually also suggested I take 2 just over-the-counter ginger pills, but I was too cheap. It was only $12, but I only needed 2, and it was a bottle of 100. So I opted out of that, but no problems. So I got to our hospital. We checked in. My check-in time was 1 o'clock. I got there early, went in right at 1 o'clock, though, and got into the back. First thing they did was take my weight. I was down 18 pounds after having that 10-day liquid diet beforehand, so that was pretty exciting. I got put into my gown. They had me signing papers. Everybody who walked in the room asked me my name and what I was there for. So, of course, each time I changed it, I said I had a stubbed toe, and one time I had a sore on my back. I don't know. I was just keeping them on their toes, I guess. Somebody came and gave me my IV. I don't know if you can tell, it's still just a tiny bit bruised right there. After that, nurses were in and out checking on me, making sure everything was good. I did get pretty thirsty, I have to admit, because there was no liquids, even water after midnight, except for a mouthful to take that pill. I met with the anesthesiologist, who was an amazing guy, although I think I threw him off. He asked me, one of the questions he asked me in preparing was, do you ever have shortness of breath when you exercise? I said, yeah, I'm fat. And he started dying and got flustered and had to walk away and come back. So kind of a silly question to ask somebody who's getting ready to have weight loss surgery. But anyway, the doctor came in and talked to me, which was nice. Just any last questions. We actually took a picture together, a before picture, so got that. Right about 3:30, almost on the dot, I was rolled into the surgery room. I have never had surgery before, so it was very interesting to look around. Surprisingly, I was not scared or nervous. I think I'd done so much research and was so confident with my doctor that I was not worried. When I got in there, they moved me onto the table, which seemed pretty tiny, I have to tell you. And he started giving me some medicine through the IV. Next, they just gave me some oxygen mask. And last thing, that was it. That's all I remember until I woke up in a recovery. So while I was in surgery, my doctor actually took pictures for me. I got to see the whole process. I guess once they get in there, they actually sat me up so they could see everything well. Surprisingly, they gave me a shot of blood thinner, which surprised me going into surgery. But this surgery typically only has about a teaspoon of blood loss, which is amazing. And they don't want you, of course, to get any blood clots. I was only in surgery. It was 44 minutes from start to finish, which was nice. The doctor came out and talked to my family as soon as I was done. Apparently, I was very excited because he came out and told my family that everything went really well, that I had great anatomy, and that before they even woke me up, I was smiling. So I guess that's me just knowing in my heart that it was the right decision for me. And the nurses for the rest of my stay called me Smiley, which was kind of nice. I was in the recovery room, I guess, for about an hour. I was still pretty groggy at that point. I don't know how long into that hour I woke up, but all was good. They wheeled me into my room, and honestly, it was amazing. I had zero nausea, and as far as pain, I felt like I'd done a bunch of crunches. So, having never gone through surgery before, I wasn't sure what to expect, so that was very nice. I was in the room for a little while and then decided, I remember them telling me, start sipping and start walking. So I switched into pajamas, didn't want to be doing the whole gown thing. I had brought some nice comfy pajamas and I did my first lap around the hall. The first time I do recall was with my husband and daughter, and I was still holding on to the handles around the wall because I was pretty woozy. After that, though, I was like good to go, let me tell you. Honestly, no problems at all. That night, they gave us basically just a medicine cup, and 25 milliliters is what they had me drinking. So it was 2 an hour that first night. So one would be protein and one would be water. They had brought broth, but I never had any of that. I stuck with the Premier Protein. There was a nice sorbet that was very nice because I was very thirsty, and it helped curb that. A bottle of water, and then they also had some Isopure drink on there at one point. So through the night, I was just doing 2 of those an hour, and honestly had no problems at all. I was up walking as much as I could. The nurses were actually teasing me a little bit about that. In the morning, I got up and did a leak test. So they took me downstairs to an x-ray, a live x-ray, and I first drank a liquid that wouldn't hurt you if it got out into your stomach. Once they saw that that was going through okay, they put the actual thicker dye. I drank some of that, watched it go through, and everything was great. So once I passed the leak test, I was up to 4 of these an hour. So again, I was still doing 2 protein and 2 water. And again, just no problems. It was so wonderful. I am walking like crazy. I was ready to go home. A nutritionist came in and spoke to me, kind of went over everything. I had studied so much. I felt like I could teach her a few things. And somebody, Joy, from the doctor's office came in and just checked in, wanted to know how everything was, and went over some instructions with me also. And then my doctor, Dr. Simchuk, came in, and I had actually made a shirt that said, I had a picture of a stomach with the part off to the side and said, I left 80% of my stomach with Dr. Simchuk, and it had the date, so he really got a kick out of that. After that was just waiting for the paperwork to go through. They took out my IV, and I was good to go. Really didn't use much in the way, I know they put muscle relaxers through my IV, but I don't recall. Maybe once is all I remember, and I don't think I really needed it. I did have some liquid painkiller once or twice, and that wasn't really a big deal also. When I came out of surgery, I actually had this on. It was an abdominal binder. So it's just Velcro, like a big Velcro belt that goes around. And so that was on my stomach, just to give you support. I unfortunately developed a rash, so I was supposed to wear it for 2 weeks afterwards, and I haven't, but I'm doing okay. So real quick, I just wanted to tell you what I packed, because I did pretty good. Actually, I don't think I overpacked. So because I didn't want to be hanging out in my robe, I did have some cute PJs with bottoms and a top. For me, for women, I don't know. I don't like being that loose and free walking around. So I brought a sports bra. So that was nice. It was comfortable but supportive. And then a tank top, which I put on as soon as I got to the room and changed. So the binder was actually on top of the tank top, and my pajamas were on over that. I brought my cell phone and charger, so that worked well. A toothbrush and toothpaste. They actually have you take a shower the next morning. I got to wipe off some of that iodine stuff. A hairbrush, and I actually brought makeup just because I guess I'm a little vain. Not a lot of makeup. I put on a little eyeshadow and eyeliner. It just made me feel more human. So there you have it. Had the surgery on Tuesday. Everything is going fabulous. So far, so good. I'm excited for this journey. Oh, forgot to tell you, I actually gained 5 pounds in the hospital. Was a little concerned about that, but I was told that it was all the fluids they were pumping into me so I wouldn't get dehydrated. And I have since lost it plus some. So, but let me tell you, that's scary. Go for weight loss surgery and wake up 5 pounds heavier. Not a good thing. Anyway, thank you all. I'll see you next time, and good luck on the journey. Bye-bye.